This is Danny Cohen with your latest Dallas Stars content. And what a great game that was last night against the Colorado Avalanche. Our second of two in a row rematches of the first and second rounds of the playoffs from last year. This time it was the Colorado Avalanche, and I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, we'll put this game in the Bangaroony category as well. That's two Bangaroonies to start the season. Really good stuff. We had the return of Rantanen to Colorado, which is just the worst case scenario for the Avalanche, and we'll get into that here in a bit. This is one of those games where we really shouldn't have won, but we managed to pull it off, and that feels good. It was a close game throughout the entire game. It was fairly physical. You could tell that both of these teams wanted it, and for good reason. So, the first period, the Stars were outshot 14-5, outpossessed. It really looked like the rink was tilted in the favor of the Avalanche. For most of the game, it looked that way, for that matter. And the Avs hit a couple posts. We got a little lucky. They didn't capitalize on that ozone possession that they did have, and two power plays that they weren't able to click on. And the Stars get a chance at the end of the period, and they bury it. They go up 1-0 after one. So the goal was from Harley on this. The rush was led by Lundqvist, who used some great puck protection skills, looking great offensively so far this year. And he puts the puck on the net. Rantanen gets the rebound. He's got eyes in the back of his head, and he puts it right on the tape of an incoming Thomas Harley at the point, who lets go a bomb of a one-timer right past Wedgwood, who was in net for Blackwood here tonight. And beautiful goal. Then in the second period, we'll go through the scoring while we're at it. The second period, Marty Necas, he's a player who I really like. I talked about that the last go around here. Just a heck of a player. And the Avs look like they're on a power play. They're not. They're on even strength, which is not good. And Necas is wide open on a cross crease pass, and he elevates it beautifully over Ottinger. He doesn't have much of a chance on that play, and it's 1-1. Then we had a fight. We had a good one. We had a situation where Heiskanen got run. It looked like a boarding to me. I don't know why they didn't call it. They didn't call that, nor did they call what looked like a pretty clear-cut instigator on Ritzkovian, who came to the aid of Heiskanen. And this is something that it didn't happen in the playoffs last year. It didn't happen in the regular season last year. I harped on it time and time again throughout the year that we just didn't have that give a damn. We didn't have the balls to stick up for our own players, and it really came to bite us in the playoffs last year. So it was really good to see Ritzy jump in immediately on their player. It was Ross Colton, and Ritzkovian got off to a little bit of a slow start, but ended up dropping him. And you got to give him the unanimous decision on this fight. And they really didn't take any liberties like that for the rest of the game. I got to tell you, that stuff works. I know in the modern day, everybody's like, oh, use the power play as your deterrent and this and that. And that's all good. But there's also something to be said about punching someone in the face. Sometimes they need to be punched in the face. And sometimes that's how you police the game yourself. And this was a great example of that. Kudos to Ritzkovian. You know, he got the least amount of ice time, I think, of anybody on the Stars in that game. And I was surprised he didn't get more, especially after he did that. But we had a lot of penalty kill time throughout the game, and so I think that played a part of it. But I'd like to see him get a little reward for doing that. So then after that fight, at some point we had another goal by Brindley. an Avs forward beats Harley wide, wins a puck battle with him, and puts the puck on the stick of Brindley in front of the net, who beats Ottinger. Lundqvist had come in to try to clean up Harley's mess and did not intercept the pass and puts it in the net. We had a few defensive errors throughout the game, and I think they're trying to adjust to the new style of defending under Gully, which is not that man-on-man play. So I think this is going to get better, but we're seeing some growing pains here. Then the next goal came from the Stars to make it 2-1. Heiskanen had a heady pump fake into a pass. He faked the shot and passed it to Lindell. Lindell is on the side of the net. He puts it into the crease for Bastian, who takes a bump to make the shot. Gets a stick in the ribs, knocked over. It was an ugly goal. He put it in the back of the net, a real workman's goal. The kind of play that we needed desperately last year in the playoffs to get some of those net front goals. We didn't have anybody that was doing it. So it was good to see a little bit of that. Made it 2-1 Stars. Then we had a goal by Robertson to make it 3-1. It was a tip off of a face-off. Jason Robertson tipped a point shot from Harley. Beautiful tip. Secondary assist to Lyubushkin. Then after that, we had Artturi Lehkonen make it 3-2 with a goal for the Avs. McKinnon goes into through the Stars D zone and puts it on the stick of Lehtonen, who had just bulldozed Bastian in front of the net, sent him flying. And Lundqvist seemingly in position to cut off the pass. Again, he doesn't. He had a great game offensively and has been really good offensively so far this year, but Lundqvist is still trying to find his legs defensively this year. He was a -2 on the game, which I think was the worst of any of the Stars players. So Harley got caught behind the play on that one a little bit as well. After a little pick play that they made at the blue line for the Avs, so we had two defensemen that were a little smoked on that one. Then we had a beautiful goal by Wyatt, who blocks a shot. It ricochets off of his shin pad and bounces behind the Avs D. He's got the jump on him, blows past him. He's got a clean breakaway, dekes to the forehand, and boom, we're up another goal. Then we had McKinnon on a one-timer in the third period after a double minor taken by Lyubushkin for high sticking. I didn't see where the high sticking was. I'm sure if they called a double minor on it, I assume it happened, but I didn't see it to tie the game. And then then we went into OT, and I did not have a good feeling about OT. I thought we were going to get beat. I was hoping and praying that we could just make it through, because when you look at their lineup, the Avalanche are their top six is brutal, and they've got the advantage when you have so much open ice like that. They've got the speed on us. They've got the high end talent with Makar and McKinnon and Brock Nelson and Marty Necas and Artturi Lehkonen. Val Nichushkin, you name it, they can beat us any number of ways. And so I was just hoping that they would get through to the shootout, where I feel like we actually have the advantage on them, and we did. So we get to the shootout, and Robertson scores. He is money in the shootout. Then Otter makes a save. Duchesne gets stymied. Val Nichushkin, who always tears us up. He is Rantanen is to Colorado and their fan base as Val is to us. He sticks it to us every time he gets the opportunity. He had a beauty of a goal on Ottinger. And then how fitting is it that Mikko gets the game-winning goal in overtime, rips it glove side on a beautiful snipe. You could tell that Wedgwood was just devastated that it went past him. He's got to be like, not this guy, really this guy. And then Ottinger makes a save on McKinnon, who I think tried to get a little too fancy on that last one, and we got the win. It wasn't pretty. Halfway through the game, we were outshot 3-1 ratio wise, and it got a little better as the game progressed. We ended up getting outshot 2-1, but this is one of those games where it's a good learning experience for our boys that we gotta tighten some things up a little bit, but our talent came through. Ottinger, what a game! I mean, when you let in 4 goals, it's hard to have much of a better game than he did. With a sub 900 save percentage, he made all the right stops at the right times for us at the end of the game. He's probably your number one star of the game. Beyond that, I gotta say I love that fourth line. That fourth line, going back to what I talked about last time, it's a real fourth line. We had the fight from Ritzkovian. This wouldn't have happened when you had the fourth line from last year with Oscar Beck and Blackwell and whoever else was on that fourth line. I can't even remember. But those guys, they didn't play like our fourth line plays now, and I think that fight may have changed a lot of things in that game. I think if Ritzkovian doesn't drop the gloves, I think that the Avs continue to take runs on our players, and they get some momentum that they didn't ever really get in that game. But they looked great. Bastian had the goal, right, and beyond that, Robo looked really good. All the Dallas Stars top forwards looked really good. Rantanen had another great game. Wyatt with the goal. These guys look good. Duchesne looked good. Going back to Mikko, what a recurring nightmare this was for the Avs. I mean, I can imagine what it feels like to be an Avs fan right now, and you lose this guy, and every time he comes back, he just rubs it right in your face, just rubs it right in the dog poo, and it's fun to watch on our end, I can tell you that. And then hits were even on the game. It was fairly physical. I wouldn't say it was ferocious, but it definitely felt like a divisional game. And we had 25 block shots to 8 on theirs. I think a lot of that was just from having so many shots on goal, but it's good to see that we were willing to put the body in front of the puck, and we got a goal off of one of those from Wyatt. So, again, we struggled defensively, and I thought beyond the struggle defensively, I thought Miro had a better night. So it was good to see him have a little bit of a bounce back from some of the jitters that we saw in game 1 from him, and really looking forward to the next game. We got another divisional one coming up against Minnesota. And I'll tell you, last year, I think one of my favorite, if not my favorite game of the regular season was that game against Minnesota where we had a couple fights and it was real physical. I mean, just a nasty, emotionally charged game. So, maybe we'll have another good one to put on the books here in the coming days. So I appreciate you guys following me. We're going to be doing more of this fun stuff. And until next time, you guys take care.